this is how the Carlson Holohan Award came to be. And it's a tradition to replay the story so that those that are the recipient of the award and those to follow know how it came into existence. And so in the beginning, way back when, Dan Holohan was auctioning off some of his collectibles to raise funds for a friend of his. And I knew from a previous visit to Dan that he had Gil Carlson's system sizer, the original one, the paper one that predated the plastic one and the software. And I asked Dan if he was going to auction it off as part of the fundraiser, and he said no. He said Jim Hope received the wheel from Gil Carlson when Gil retired, and Jim gave it to Dan, and Dan said he would give it to me. And I didn't actually think anything of it because I didn't think that something like that is something that should be given. It's a true artifact. Anyways, as things do go sometimes, I came back from a business trip, and sure enough, on my doorstep was a pizza box, shaped box. And I didn't think anything of it at the time. I physically threw the box onto the couch. I just tossed it like a frisbee onto the couch, not realizing what it was. And then sometime later went and picked up I think it was probably a steak knife, and started to slice the thing open. And sure enough, it was Gil's wheel that was inside. And Dan had once again stayed true to his word and gave the award to me, and I sat on it. Not that long, actually, about a week. I realized that nobody should actually own this artifact, and called Dan up, and I said, Dan, with your permission, I'd like to create an award, the Carlson Holohan Industry Award of Excellence, that would be given to somebody every 2 years, a Canadian or a US citizen, and over the age of 40, but somebody who had contributed both from a fundraising point of view for industry causes, which was the most important part, because that's what Dan was doing at the time that he was raising funds, and how I ended up with the system sizer. It was over a fundraiser, so that had to be a key component for first and foremost. And then the second thing was somebody that also did education, and it's easy to find people that do education, although there's not very many of us. But it is easy. There are people that teach and do mentoring and all these great things, but to find somebody that can raise funds but also teach is what makes it so difficult, and what makes it such an honor to receive the award, because it is a true testimony to the excellence of individuals that contribute to the hydraulic and steam industry. So every 2 years we give it out. It's a nomination process, and the past recipients have a meeting, and we look at individuals who are worthy of it, and through a voting process, an individual is selected, and that award ceremony has in the past occurred at the annual AHR ASHRAE event. But through the work that Dan was doing with the Museum of the Trades in New York, they offered to house the award and put it in a display case, and I can't think of a better place for it to be. I guess the museum is one of the second oldest in New York, and anybody can go there now to see it. So that's the history of the award. The names on the award, as the original award is displayed, were the first few recipients, and it pleases me to know that the names of those individuals are on the original sitting in the museum, and I think it's fantastic that you can go there and you can see that today. So that's the story, and I'm hoping that each recipient passes on the story in your own words. You don't have to verbatim, but keep the integrity of the award alive by sharing the story, how it came to be, and how it came to be was in the process of raising funds and in the process of educating others on the industry, that the award came about. And that's the message that people need to hear, because it is an excellent thing to do, those two criteria, and there are individuals out there that need to be recognized for that. So that's the story, and pass it on as you seem fit.